quite the introduction.
I had to spice it up a little bit, give you a little.
Wow.
All right, so how are you today? How you doing? How's your day going?
I'm great. I'm alive. I woke up feeling fantastic.
Eliza you've probably seen her on a lot of great platforms like the Shade Room. The Neighborhood Talk. A lot of things off of her viral moment. So if you guys remember during the Macy's parade when Ashley Tisdale was performing and the girl was in the back doing the Millie Rock in the Shade Room? So I can show y'all. Remember?
Oh my God,
there she go. Remember Eliza was Millie rocking during the Macy's parade? It was on the news. It was on the Shade Room. And I was like, oh, okay. So at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You remember this moment?
They actually reached out. Yes.
So if you don't know, Eliza is the viral sensation from Madison Square Garden, the Shade Room, during the Macy's parade, okay? So Eliza is lit. So Eliza, when did you know that you had corona? Because I know the symptoms are sore throat, aches and pains, like headaches, all that type of stuff. So explain us your story.
Okay, so I noticed like I couldn't taste and smell, but I had a sinus infection like 2 weeks prior. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. Like, because I don't like take things seriously. Like, I'm like, I'm fine. I'm okay. Whatever. Who cares? Then I went to go work out, and I work out like 4 or 5 times a week. So I like know like what my limits are and what my body can handle. And I did like a couple burpees and squats, and I was like, hold up, like my chest was pounding, like it hurt so bad I couldn't breathe. I was like bent over coughing in so much pain, and I was like, this is not normal. Like, this is not normal. And my friends were like, it's probably just like allergies, like you're probably just out of shape, like whatever. And I was like, I know my body so well, and I'm like, I know like this does not feel right at all. Also like wasn't just feeling great. Like I was having headaches, I had aches, like exhaustion. I didn't like have a documented fever, but because I never took my temperature, but I felt like there was 2 nights where I had a fever. I feel like with corona is like people, the way it's publicized, it's like if you have it, like you need to go to the hospital, like you're going to be hospitalized, like you're going to feel so sick and ill, like people are dying from this. So in my mind, that's what I thought that intentionally, like that's not intentionally, sorry. Originally, that's what I thought the coronavirus was. I thought if anyone is getting the coronavirus, they're going right to the hospital. After I was cleared from the coronavirus, I recently just got back my taste and smell.
Wow.
Right.
With your family, so when did you decide, okay, let me go ahead and take this test? Because usually, if you think you're sick or asthma, people say, they're taking, I heard people say they were taking Dayquil, NyQuil at first, thinking it's like a little cold or sinuses, which a lot of people were thinking at first. But when did you know for sure, okay, I need to go take this to the next step to, see if I have corona in it?
The reason why I did was we have a beach house. So my family was at the beach house and I was at my house in Westchester, New York. And I was supposed to go out to the beach house. And it was my brother, my sister, my brother's girlfriend, my brother-in-law, my parents. So there was like 7 of them. So I was like, and I was with also my best friend, Lexi, has been living with me for weeks now. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to go and, possibly get everyone like exposed to it. My mom has asthma, like my parents are 60, whatever. My brother has asthma too. And like, you just don't know how it can affect people. So I was like, I'll just play it safe and go. Plus, it really wasn't hard to get tested because I lived in like a hot spot. Like I live near New Rochelle. And that was like the hot spot of corona. Like that's where the biggest cases came out. So it's really easy to get tested. So I was like, I'll just go to be safe.
That's how your test went, because I know they do stick the tube like up the nose, right? How does the test?
To the brain.
How like it was during the test?
To the brain. So basically,
yeah,
it was not fun. So basically it's actually felt like a movie. Like everyone's in hazmat suits.
Yeah, explain to us the whole description.
It's at this place called Harbor Island, just like an island, like a park, whatever. And I didn't have an appointment because it was like early, like now, like you have to have an appointment, but it was early on. So like they weren't really doing appointments. So I just like pulled up, there was a bunch of police there, and National Guard is in New Rochelle right now, like making sure the area is good and like helping people get around it. So I pulled up National Guard, whatever was there, asking me to have an appointment. No, okay, it's fine, just go. So you have to keep your windows rolled up the whole entire time. You're literally screaming. Oh, sorry, not Harbor Island. My friend corrected me. It's Glen Island, not Harbor Island. So you're like screaming to the National Guard. They're like, they're like, did I spell your name right? You're like, no, like, fix it to A-L-I. Like, you have to scream through the window to them. And it's just like a mess, but it's so thankful that the National Guard's there doing this. And then it's just so creepy. Like, there's police everywhere, cannot roll the window down. Like, do not roll your windows down. Do not roll your windows down. Like, they're preaching that. Then you finally get to the area where you can roll your window down. And the first time I took it, they only did one nostril and a throat swab. The throat swab was like when you're getting like strep throat, whatever.
Yeah.
But the way they put that up your nose, like, it went to my brain. It was terrible. Jesus. And then the second time I got tested, they did both nostrils and my throat.
So why did you go for the second time? Because when you did the first time, did they catch anything? Like, how?
Yeah, I had to go. So the first time I was tested positive. So then like the CDC called me, and after like 15 days, I had to go get retested. If you don't have to go take the test, don't go take the test. It's not fun.
Woo. Well, if you think you have it, yes, take the test. But yeah, I know.
All right, yeah. If you think you have it, just stay home. Because like I feel like that's the other issue. Like, I kind of, not that I regret going, but the only reason why I really went was because I was going to see family members and I was traveling to the Hamptons. But if I wasn't, I would have just stayed home, because there's literally nothing you can do. Like, they told me I was positive. Like, now I'm positive. What am I going to do? Like, I can't, I'm fine. Like, I wasn't going to go to the hospital. I didn't have to go to my doctor's. Like, you just have to quarantine. It's like, people are like so panic stricken and like freaking out. Like, I have to go get a test. But it's like, what is the test going to tell you? You either have it or you don't. Like, you're going to have to quarantine regardless.
Who went with you? Did you go by yourself to get tested?
Well, so it's crazy. My best friend has been with me, as I said, for like 7 weeks now. She lives in New York City, but she didn't want to be alone, and her family's in Maryland. I've known her for like 16 years. So she came and stayed with me. She got tested the same day I did, the first time. Then her test came back negative and mine came back positive. And we didn't get the test till 4 days later. So then she was like, well, now it's been 4 days, like, and I could have probably gotten it. So she was like, let me go get tested, because we like just didn't know like when the whole like lining was going to end up, like the 2 weeks were going to end. So she went to get tested, came back again negative. Then she went back into the city. Her roommate had corona. So she went to get tested again. Yeah, so she went to get tested again because she was coming back to my house, and then we were going to go to the Hamptons with my family. She was negative a third time. So she is just, like, she needs to be a case study. She's incredible.
So how was it telling your family? Like, were they like, was it hard, like, being away from them? Or did your mom was like, okay, I'm going to make sure you're good? It was like, baby girl, keep your distance. We'll FaceTime, quarantine, and see if they help you. Like, how does that work with family?
It's so funny you asked, because when I told, I really hope I think my mom's on this right now too, so I really have.
Hey, mama.
When I told my mom, everyone in my family, my dad, my brother, my sister, they're all like, Eliza, you're so dramatic. You're fine. You're over exaggerating. You have allergies. Go to an allergist. Like, you're just allergic to something.
Wow.
My sister just joined. Ariel, I'm talking about you. Everyone's telling me I'm dramatic. You can come to the beach house. We miss you. Come. I'm like, no, I'm going to get tested. They're like, you're absurd. You're wasting tests. People actually need those tests. Going off on me. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, y'all just wait and see what happens. I'm like, when I get the test back, and if it's positive, like, I need public apologies from everybody.
Yes.
So I got the test back. It was positive. And I called my mom, and she was like, no effing way. And we just, like, it was kind of, we were laughing. So we're like, this is so typical me for, like, this to happen to me. And, but no, they miss me, and I miss them a lot. My mom missed me. So, I mean, we FaceTime 24 times a day. Like, amazing. My best friend and her mom constantly brought me food every day. My next door neighbors, across the street. Like, I have had such amazing people, you know, around me and supporting me.
When was your worst night with Corona? What was, like, the worst night? Explain to us the worst night.
The worst was, I would say the worst was when I didn't know I had Corona, and I would push my limits. I guess, like, I was doing a TikTok dance, like, not hard. Something like, I mean, like, those can be very difficult. Like, I'll work up a sweat. But I will work up a sweat. But it wasn't, like, to the point where I should be out of breath. And I was doing a TikTok with my friend, and I was, like, bent over. My chest was, like, actually, like, was about to explode. And she was like, you're being dramatic. Like, you're fine. And I'm like, and I was, like, literally coughing up, like, spitting up and everything. that was that. And then sometimes like just like in the night, like I'd wake up like like always having to catch my
In
breath
the
in the
middle of
middle
the
of the
night.
night. Yeah.
Wow.
And throughout the day, like if I was having a regular conversation or literally just talking, I'd be like I would always have to do that.
What were some remedies you did to really help cure the corona? Like, was there anything to help cure, or it just like it just did its pace?
So honestly, not even gonna lie to you, I just would like just rest. Like I really just slept a lot. I drank water. I literally made sure I was drinking water every 15 minutes. Just like say how important it is to hydrate. I mean, anything and everything we do, it's obviously important to be hydrated. But the doctors just like that's what they told me to do the most.
How do you think you got the corona? How do you think you got it? Was it being around, you think, somebody out?
No, that's the craziest part. I just truly don't know. I really think maybe like just going to the supermarket. Like I have no idea because I was like adamant on washing my hands, on like being like super cautious. I wasn't going out that much, but like I went to like the supermarket or like Walgreens, like pick up medicine. I think maybe
It
there.
happened quickly, like from the day you went to the market until you started seeing symptoms. Like, how fast did that happen?
No, like that's it's just like I don't even know that like the timeline is just so weird to me because I did lose my taste and smell and that like for like 5 days and then I started coughing.
People die off of this, and how did you know that it was getting better and you know that you were getting back to normal?
um when I started like walking up the stairs and I wasn't exhausted. Like one day I remember I was like, let me just like see how I'm feeling. So like I just like ran around my driveway. And after that I like came upstairs. Like I like thought like I was tired, but like I ended up like taking a nap for like 4 hours, like just from like running on my driveway once. So I started realizing better like when I was start being more active, when my cough went away. That's how I knew. Definitely like when my like breathing got easier is when I knew I, was getting better.
And that's crazy. Because like when I saw your post and you said you were COVID free, I was like, I would never. I was like someone I knew had corona. It was like weird. Like it was like around the time when it was really becoming like a big thing. Because
yeah.
What did you have? Was it like in February?
March.
March.
Like
Oh,
mid-March.
okay. Mid-March. Okay, I'm way off. So mid-March.
No. Yeah.
So
no, honestly, it's so crazy. It really is crazy. But I'm like thankful that I only had mild cases. But it's like I'm 24 years old. Like kids our age and what like they can get it. Like we're susceptible to get it just as much as like somebody else. You have to be careful. It's not worth it because then like the thing that like gives me like the most anxiety about it all is like the idea that like I could have passed it on to somebody who could have been affected more greatly by it. And like that is the worst feeling ever, to know that I could have possibly given somebody this horrible virus and it could have severely affected them. That's why it's like when you need to go outside, you just like need to wear a mask. You need to be careful because you might be, I know people that have that are asymptomatic that have it, and they could have easily passed it on to somebody who is more like susceptible to it and just have worse symptoms. So you really don't know.
So how are you coping and staying safe right now after post corona?
I am staying in the house. If I need to go out to like get groceries, obviously wear a mask. I have Purell, Lysol in the car. We'll wipe down our groceries as well. I don't go anywhere unless I have to.
Iris, what is some advice you give to somebody who's going through it at this moment?
Just stay positive. Like there's nothing you can do besides stay positive. Like the worse you like, the more you feel bad for yourself, the worse you're gonna feel. Like wake up and smile. Like you're fine, you're alive, you are going to be okay. You just have to remind yourself, yeah, it sucks and it may suck for 2-3 weeks, but you will be okay. Also, for people that don't have corona, you should be drinking water too, because it's good to keep your mouth, you should be drinking every 15 minutes, Kyle, because if you keep your mouth wet and moist, sorry for people who hate the word moist, then it will push the bacteria into your stomach and the coronavirus can't survive in your stomach. So that's why you need to be constantly flushing your mouth out.
And honestly, I knew to drink water, but I didn't know it. I didn't know that. So I learned that.
It could save you. It could save you.
So Eliza, thank you so much for joining me during this millennial discussion. Can we get some clapping emojis, some hearts for Eliza? She beat the hell out of COVID-19.